Hi folks, I've got an old guitar that I'm trying to sort up a little for a friend. It's his first electric. Yeah, it's a Japanese Les Paul copy, Columbus brand. Had a slight mishap and the headstock broke off it. He's actually glued it on. Not too badly, to be honest with you, but the fingerboard's kind of separated as well. So that needs looked at. The nut's seen better days. I don't think that'll be doing anything. Rather nasty looking gunk here on some of the frets. Quite a bit of pitting in the frets. Funny enough, it has an ABR style bridge here. Tailpiece is kind of a flattened version of a stock bar. It's not bad though. Pickup surrounds, it's kind of broke away. These are kind of tightened up a bit. I think the soldering's pretty suspect in it now too. I plugged it in and I'm thinking the jack socket's needing sorted as well. Few wee dings and bangs on it. Suppose to be expected after 40 years. I want to see what I can do with it anyway. It was his first electric, so I can remember playing this back in the day, back in 77, 78. So, wee bit of nostalgia for me as well, try and get it back to ship shape, or some sort of shape. You can see the gap here, between the fingerboard and the head. I need to do something about that. There we go, first job done. Selector switch knob cap on. Okay, so let's get some super glue down the crack if we can. Extends a little. And the side. The top, just get a few clamps on it. See if I can get any more grip on it than that. I don't think so. So while we're waiting on the glue to set, I'm just going to do a little drip of paint into the wee spots here that have got chipped as the years gone by. I'll build these up over time. Both the pickup surrounds are quite badly damaged. I'm going to change them over. It's a tight fit in there. So it's totally cracked there, the corner off there. Yep, there is a catch. two of the holes, I can get the two front holes, but the back two are just about a mil, maybe a mil and a half out of line. But there's a fix for that. So here we are, old friend super glug. As far as it will go. Snap. Same again. And that's that. I don't think we've got any problems with the treble pickup though, that's just fitting right in the same holes. Okay then, self-tapping screws, big help, that's us. It's looking better already. Okay, so clamps off time now, let's see what we get. Yeah, that's pretty solid, as I would expect. Just covered the truss rod there so all the junk doesn't get in it, so I can clean off the residue from the old nut. Which, not that much left of it. Not that much. Oh, forget it. It's quite clear, I'll just get a wee bit of a sand now. Okay, so there we are, I've got it flush against the actual fingerboard here, but it will rock due to the angle of the headstock, so it's going to be sort of fastened to there and I'll get some sort of spacing in behind it. Okay, so I'm going to dress the frets now. I'll spare you all the gory details, but I will give you a wee tip. If you stick a length of tape along the edge of the fingerboard before you start taping it off, it makes it so much easier to remove it after you've done, because it is a pain getting them off one by one. As you can see, I've covered the pickups because iron filings and pickups don't go well together. In fact, removing them, it's not the worst of it. You can actually damage the pickups if it gets inside the windings. So here we go, taping off the fingerboard. I'm doing a full fret dress because there's quite a few pitted frets on it. And yeah, give it a nice action anyway. When you get further along the board, you're obviously going over the frets with the tape, so you've got to just cut along and then lift it off. There we go. Nice and clean. Just need to mark off the top of the frets, so know how much is to come off each of them. An even amount, hopefully. Hopefully get rid of the pits that's in them. So here goes the fine tooth fret leveling file. See the idea. Just to take that top layer down. Well, that's that step done. Next step is rounding them off for crowning them. The crowning file. This is the thing. Right, so I've marked them off again. And all we're looking for is just a wee thin line on the top of the fret, right in the centre. Yep, that's pretty much what we want. Only another 20 to go. Right, back again. That's them all sort of crown now. There's just a tiny wee point on the actual head of the fret. So they're nice and round. But what we do, it's the polishing stage. Various gauges of sandpaper. Give it a wee go with the 400. Now the 1200. The idea is the 400 takes the worst of the scratch marks off. And the thinner ones end up just polish them off, getting them nice and smooth. There's 1200. Now I've got 2500. Finally, 000 grade wire wheel. Now you see why you cover up the pickups. There we are, some really nice shiny frets. I've just noticed something else here. Something going on with this machine head. It should be more like that. Here we go. Don't think that's a good idea, to be honest with you. See if I can tighten that up a bit. I've mentioned the pots are a wee bit jiggly loose as well, so you try and see, oh, that's alright. See what the problem is with them, and oh, there you go, the knobs come off nice and easy. Spaghetti junction in here. I'm really hoping the pots actually still kind of work. I have some sort of service saw I can give them a squirt with if they don't, but hopefully that'll cure things. Okay, so I've tried the nut on the guitar, stick a string in it. It just seems it's a little bit high, especially on the bass end. It's angled for some strange reason. I think it might have been an acoustic nut. I'm going to fetch it down a wee bit anyway. Okay, so I'm trying to fill some of the paint cracks and damage where the headstock got broke. I've just taped off a wee bit of the fingerboard binding so it'll give us a nice edge there with the paint. Another nasty bit of damage here. Done the same thing here. Let's see if it's done the trick. That'll clean up alright. Okay guys, as you can see there seems to be something a little strange going on here. Bit of rocky motion, and that neck line is way too low there really for to get a good action on the guitar. Basically I take the neck off and I see this. Yeah, for some reason someone took a chisel to it, took a couple of mil off the angle, which I'm not really sure why, but it's the opposite way from what I'm wanting just now, so I'm going to have to put a wee shim in there. Here we are, so we'll try a wee bit of wooden shim in it, see how that gives us the neck angle. After experimenting with various shims and things, I've managed to get the neck down to the proper level again, and I've also got the bridge down to a reasonable level for adjusting the action up or down just slightly. Okay, I've strung her up just to test. I've not actually fixed the knot in permanently yet, but there was absolutely no relief at all, so I've been adjusting the truss rod to try and get a bit. Yep. And that should just about do it. Let's have a look. Okay, if you don't know how to check relief, here's what you do. Basically you hold the fret at fret 1 and 17 with my pinky and tap on 7th or 8th fret if you can reach, and there should be just the slightest gap there, enough to slide a bit of paper under, and there we go. And here too. Just enough. Right, so drop fill in the paint chips again. Sort of light touching up again. Trying to get rid of the crack. That's actually had about 5 or 6 coats in it already. Obviously just trying to make it as unobtrusive as possible. Okay, so I'm just going to fix the nut in place with just a couple of dabs super glue here and there. Well, I've got good access to the board. Just giving it a wee rub with a bit of lemon oil, condition the wood. As I know it's certainly never had anything for 10 years and probably nothing for the 30 years before that. Has a rosewood neck on it. It has got quite dark with age. Not quite like the ebony that you would get on the original version, but still it's a pretty good facsimile, this guitar, considering it's a bolt-on neck. Right, so we've got the nut on. It's looking a bit far too white actually for me to go with obviously the binding and stuff, which is really yellowed. I've made a secret mixture. It's actually coffee granules and a wee bit of yellow dye mixed with some water. Maybe not match exactly, but I'll give it a relic look. Just let that absorb it for a wee while, and look again a little while. Just cleaning it off now. It's a bit more of the effect I was looking for. Yeah. magic. So I've got 2500 wet or dry, and I'm going to just do a wee bit of spot sanding on the top. I've got a little bit of washing up detergent in the water. Just a bit of fingertip pressure just over the actual repair spot. Okay, so a bit of rubbing compound now to the dullness of the area that I've just treated. So there we are. It's more like a dent now than a big chip. It's not invisible, but certainly a man on a flying horse isn't going to notice it. The next scar is a bigger problem, but we'll see what we can do, try and make that less obtrusive. And to the rubbing compound. It's not too bad. I think if I fill it again and give it another wee go over, sand down, I might get rid of the other pits. So there we are, quite pleased with the result. Actually, it plays really well. With the fret level, I've managed to actually get the action down really pretty low. I would be quite happy to play this guitar, no problem. You can still see the scars on the actual headstock, but to be honest, if it was good enough for Gary Moore, I'm sure it's good enough for my friend. Another wee side effect of conditioning the fingerboard with the lemon oil, it's made it look like actual ebony, so the guitar probably looks better now than it ever did when it was new. It's maybe not shown up so well, but there's a nice aging on the actual binding around the body and the fingerboard, so it does certainly look like a nicely kept but aged guitar. Another wee thing that I've noticed is the pickups are actually single coils in this. They look like humbuckers, but they are single coils. The thing about this is it makes the guitar sound like it's actually got P90s in it. Yeah, I'm really surprised with the sound of it, but I'll let you judge for yourself. So there you go, now you know why there's a wee bit of fuss made over the old sort of lawsuit guitars, or the old lawsuit era guitars really. I don't think this was one of the companies that were actually sued, but I could be wrong. I'm really pleased with the guitar anyway, it's looking pretty good. 41 years old but doesn't look a day over 20. My friend I think will be rather pleased with it, and I'm quite sure I'll see a smile on his face being able to play it after being locked up in a loft for 10 years. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the job I've done as well. Thanks for watching folks, and if you did enjoy this, please like it, subscribe to it and watch my other videos. Thanks a lot.